Oh my god, look. We're in the Day 9 Daily. We're talking about how Life is this year's betterest gamer. Because of his sickeningly good TVP that propelled him straight into the round of 4. We're looking at the second game in the round of 8 versus San. We're going to see somewhat of a similar theme to before. We're going to see Life go for the 3 hatch before pool again. And we're also going to see San do another build that doesn't threaten it. Now this opening from San that we'll see doesn't threaten in kind of an obvious way. What San's going to do is he's going to go Pylon first. Oh shit. I just called the build Pylon first. In fact, most Protoss builds are Pylon first builds. There's quite a lot of them. Okay. Alright, here comes San with his Pylon first build. He's going to go Gateway first, but he'll build a Nexus before building the Gateway. And as a result, he builds the Pylon and then the Gateway here to deal with super aggressive pools. San is thinking of how to stay alive versus his super aggro pool openings, which will not be coming. In other words, in this game, Life is up against the whole reason that he is planning the 3 hatch before pool build in the first place. Here comes the Nexus. Down it goes. Soon enough comes a Gateway on 15. There it goes. Built again as an extension. Blocking here to try to prevent a 6 to 10 pool from doing too much damage. What do you know, Joe? It's a hatchery. Oh, shit. Double geysers. Whoa, look at how not threatened Life is. Now, we talked about this in the last Life Daily. How do you know he went for Gateway first? Because you see no Pylon here. If he was doing a Forge expand, you would see a Pylon at the front. Not just for the wall off, but obviously for the cannon. So it's very easy read at this point in time. We also talked about the idea that if this Gateway is finishing up around 3:30, then the Cybernetics core will finish up around 4:30, which means a Stargate would finish around 5:30, which means you really should have seen a damn air unit by 6:30. Remember, do the calculation once, forget all of it, and then remember the lesson. If he goes Gateway first, I should really be seeing an air unit by 6:30. It's going to be very, very important in the rest of this game. And we'll see Life do roughly the same stuff. This is a fairly typical looking opening. Look at this. A little bit of queen, a little bit of queen, a little bit of queen. We built 8-lings last game because we saw a fast Gateway. Not this game, we're just getting a pair. San has something devious planned, as he has gotten only a Stalker, and then immediately a Robo facility. Look at production, it's drones. It's all drones all the time. Why is Life getting 530 geysers? Why? Why, oh why? I'm kind of being stupid to ask why, because it's, you know, it's both a normal reason and perhaps an overly nitpicky one on my part. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, my body decided to put a solid into my esophagus. What were we talking about? Yeah, why geysers at 5:30? This is a little bit of, again, a cheater technical question. Most of the time, Zergs are getting it at 6. Getting them at 5:30 is considered fast. But dude, not when you go 3 hatch before pool. You have so much larva that you're not actually sacrificing drones. You're not pulling a huge number of drones off gas. So you can afford to get it a little earlier. And the second reason, just generally speaking, he's not going to attack us now, he's going to attack us in a little bit. So we don't need to be strong now. We need to be strong in a little bit. The most important resource for being strong is gas. So there you go. Boom! Now you're gonna notice me pausing. Actually, I'll even. Oh my God! I'll go back. I'll go back. If your life, what should you be recalling? 630, dude. You know what? Let's make that number huge. Look at that. 630, bro. Nothing's happened. Yeah, God, should really be seeing air by now. Oof. Something's up. Is it an attack? Well, if it is an attack, it's not a gateway rush. I mean, I know he saw the robotics facility. that's one of the reasons. But still, for you viewer at home who might not get that lucky scout, you gotta be suspecting something. So the prudent choice is to get layer and then roach foreign. Evo chamber. Why can we get an Evo chamber? Because we went 3 hatch, baby. We're gonna have enough gas. We're gonna have the extra drones to be able to waste 5 actually, because this is 1 for the evolution chamber, 2 for the 4th geyser, and 3 for the drones that go into it. 2 plus 3 is oftentimes 5. So these Zerglings just getting made to check around. You know, good old upgrades, just normal and stuff. Getting roaches produced. Roaches before roach speed. Pretty typical. Alright. Alright, what do you see? What do you see, huh? If you've been looking at a production tab, you know what to see. There's an immortal already out. There's an immortal almost out. This is one of the most frustrating builds to play against a Zerg. You get 8 gateways, fast as hell as Protoss. You get 2 immortals, fast as hell. And you have a chance to put on a little bit of harassment. It's so tilting, dude. What the average everyday Zerg might try to do is to go, oh man, building Zerglings with speed. I mean, you just think, how can I avoid going too heavy into Roach? What we see most Zerg players do is rely on a 4th macro hatch early. Maybe they'll cut drone production at 40 just to have enough units. But alas, I will tell you what we talked about at the start of the show. If you go 3 hatch before pool, you just have enough drones to have a good enough economy, to have enough stuff for all that bullshit that Protoss likes to do at 10 minutes. This is one of those bullshit, right? This is one such bullshit. 7 gate blink all in. Total bullshit. Happens around 9-10 minutes depending on the build order. I always round to 10 because America likes to think of things in round and nice quantities of 10. We would normally say, dude, you can't build roaches. No, Sentry Immortal. Oh, you'll get countered. Oh! Nope. Not when you have a shitload of them. Thus is the beauty of the RTS game. Rock beats paper when you have enough rock. So here we see only roach production. Small set of links. Never forget the most important thing in any game of StarCraft 2. What the hell is going on with the 3rd? Try to monitor that. Life is shooting back and forth, but Life is really not doing anything very fancy. He just built 2 spines and built a crap ton of roaches. That's it! That's it. That's it. Now Life just found an opportunity. It's easy to look at this and to misjudge and to say, oh dude, Life got lucky with this engagement. This was a good engagement. Whether this is good or bad, remember, you only really need 1 excellent engagement as Zerg, and then you're golden. And this wasn't even that terrible for Protoss. I would be reasonably content with that if I were Protoss. Units lost tabs even.
Our forces are under attack.
This is not that amazing, The only thing that I think is... I mean, actually, this is not that amazing because all of this is a simple consequence of going 3 hatch before pool and having a good sense of timing because you made some benchmarks. That's it. Just those 2 things. My build, with my knowledge of what he can be up to, puts me in the good spots. And here's Life only building roaches against a dude with 2, almost 3 immortals, with a crap ton of sentries and zealots, like the real anti-roach army. The cute thing, the subtle thing, is what these Zerglings have been up to. The whole time bouncing around every which way. The cute thing is what these roaches will soon be up to. Freaking San right the hell out. We're starting to see the Warpins back home. Life's gonna kill this off. Oh, it's such a delight. It's an absolute pleasure to see this in action. Look at this, just roaches getting produced. These 3 drones are the only drones that have been made in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. And look at this. Here comes the simplest play ever. Oh, there's no army at my front. Because there's an army back here. I'm gonna move my army at my front. Boom! Okay, same lesson we talked about last time. If your Protoss player tries to do early aggression and it does not pan out very well, get the damn Hydralisk Den. Shaboom gas. Ba-boom 2 gas. Deflickety pow. 6 gas total going up, motherfucker. And Life's just going to be... I'm gonna say it bluntly, he's gonna be uncreative with his roaches. He's gonna put 1 to monitor. He's gonna move the rest to counterattack because they're faster than this army. Zergling speed, didn't even get Zergling speed. Yeah, whatever, a warp in here. Is Life going to do much auxiliary scouting? No, he's just gonna go fucking kill him. Do you remember one of the earliest lessons that we talked about in the Day 9 Daily? The best counter to almost any strategy is just to go fucking kill him. What do I do if my opponent is moving out with a huge army and he's been defending with it and attacking me with it and it's all gateway you just go kill him, dude. You just go kill him. What if he decides to go 4-gate Mass Phoenix and I'm going roaches? How do I transition to kill? Well, you kill him. You take your roaches and you kill the guy that's trying to lift all of your roaches. You kill him. Just killing him is an amazingly simple concept that eludes us because of all these random fears and assumptions and misjudgments that feels like real genuine knowledge in our brain. Disregard all those thoughts and just go fucking kill him. So now what do we have? We have a Ling Hydra army. Why? Because his first attack messed up, so we transition to Ling Hydra, because that's good against almost anything. And if you don't believe me, I present to you Exhibit A, proof by 1. Mathematicians oftentimes punctuate proof by 1 with a QED. That was not me high-fiving myself. This was San's face getting shilled out all over the street. You could pick pieces of his face up like Pokemon cards. Ugh. 52 pickup starring San's face. It was great. It's perfect. Simple games. We're going to see, I would call it a medium complexity game that makes me want to die. We had another game like this. It was on Nimbus, as you recall, between Life and Zest. That Zest played just brilliantly. Life 2. If you'll recall, it was a 1-hour game between Life and Zest. That was a half-map split that Zest barely won. If you don't recall what that lesson was, don't worry, because we're going to get it all again here. Alright. Nimbus. Why would we say that this map sucks for Zerg? Hold on, I'm gonna move my thing over here. I'm gonna shrink it. Disregard this parallelogram in the corner. Okay. The analysis of why a certain map is good for a certain race, 80-90% of that is what's going on with the bases. So, how many bases does Zerg need against Protoss? Okay. Sounds like a tricky question. How many bases does Zerg need compared to Protoss? More. Oh my god, I make it easy. Oh yeah. Oh, even I felt good saying that. More. Oh my god. It's the same thing you say on Halloween. It's the same thing you say at the bank. More. Oh yes. Whoops. Gotta come here. More. You want to have more bases. So let's analyze this map. Well, we have our first expansion here. We have our second expansion here. Great. So on 3 bases, look at how nice these are. I mean, if you're unfamiliar with the architecture of Nimbus, your backdoor expansion is, well, it's in your base. It's in your base. It's money found between the cushions of the sofa. You basically already owned that. You just had to find it. We take a 3rd base. That's great. Look at it all tucked away. Where's our 4th base? We want to keep up with more. Ooh, that's it. This is in the middle of the map. Gross. This is expanding towards Protoss. Hell no. This is actually closer to Protoss than it is to me. Protoss moves down and around safely, and I actually have to cut through the mid to take that. This is a stupid choice. If you think that this is a smart choice, then you need to buy yourself a second cell phone and text yourself that you shouldn't make bad decisions, and then on your original cell phone be like, what are you talking about? I make great decisions. Okay, right? So these are all out. These are all the center bases don't feel good to take. Especially because, I mean, more specifically, if we take this base, of the center bases, this seems like the only reasonable one to take. We have to devote a shitload of resources just to defend this. Okay, let's take a look. What about this bottom base? I mean, we could consider the trifecta of expos up here, but I mean, again, it's cross map. It's really hard unless we want to devote heavily to Nidus networks. What? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that that's going to be that strong. So it's basically, these are the other candidates for our extra bases. So I will come back to the main screen. So this one, this expansion is tricky to defend because we actually have to defend this whole area. If Protoss gets here, you will note that this area here is in between this base and this base. So the Protoss can just attack whatever's weaker, and this one doesn't have any reinforcements. Also, this one has an area up here. This whole high ground, you can walk down to it. This sucks. This bottom right base is reasonable enough to defend if you can hold this choke, but holding chokes is really hard as Zerg. I mean, you don't have lurkers, at least not till Legacy of the Void. And this backdoor expansion, maybe kinda. We could go like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 here if we had Mutalisks or something like that. But, you know, already we have spent way too much effort just to say that expanding sucks as Zerg. They're hard to defend. It sucks. It's a big suck-ass. Now, what's fantastic about Life's thought process is, hey, I know a unit that's good for not attacking with. I know a unit that's good for defending with. The Shawarma host! Oh yeah, das is such a good play. Yeah, look. And this is where suddenly the cramped nature of the map reveals an entire style on this map for Life that's going to work amazingly. Swarm hosts here. The entire spread of mid is this wide. Very tiny. This is all the area of movement that you will ever have in the middle of the map as a Protoss army. So cool, if the Protoss army is on the left, if the Protoss army is on the right, cool, we've now covered the middle with swarm hosts. And then we just turtle the fuck out of all of these bases we never attack. Protoss, take your fucking bases, right? We don't care. We're insane. We're at 39 seconds. We haven't even spent any time looking at the main game screen. We're nuts because we've got a build order, man. Stay alive. Get this while getting swarm hosts. Take these. Turtle. Protoss will get these 7 bases. And we'll just shut down this one and shut down this one. See this movement? Is this a parallelogram? Nope. Invisible swarm hosts. Oh, invisible locusts. Slamming front doors left and right. So all of that burble and talk was, again, the reasoning up to the simple strategic statement. Get swarm hosts and turtle on 7 bases. What we saw Zest do was to try to apply pressure to these bases. These are the later expansions for life. The most important resources for life. And Zest says, dude, I'm just going to try to deny you from doing that. San doesn't do that in this game, and it totally reams him in his rib cage. Because I'm allowed to say that. 1 hour, 43-second game. Let's watch it. 3 hatch before pool. Does a quick zealot kill us? If you said no, then you're Startail life. Nice work. Grandmaster. GSL Code S champ. Alright. How do you hold off the early game? I don't know. Well, you have a memory like that blue fish in Finding Nemo. We just saw how life holds off early aggression 2 games in a row with queens and z-lings. If you want to figure out exactly how to do it, watch the previous 2 games. Lings and queens and not much else. But how many drones? I don't know, dude, when we feel like it. Look at these completely natural defenses. I'm worried about air, I get spores. I'm worried about ground, I get queens and lings. How many drones do I get? Ah, fuck it, when I can. Perfect. We see these 2 Evo chambers, but why? Why Evo chambers? What on earth would you Evo chamber early on? By the way, not a close defense. Life defended that so easily. He knocked that shit out of the park, man! The Sammy Sosa of Zerg, maybe. I don't know statistics in baseball, but he hits. And he hits hard. We're getting the range, we're getting the armor upgrade. I mean, we're getting more hatcheries. We're getting drones. Once we're safe, we get drones. Ooh, is this a macro hatch to go all in? No, 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 no. No, 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 he's just... Dude, watch this. Watch this guy. Watch this man. Now, in a typical ZVP, I think it makes sense for the Protoss to want to be hitting this base because it's so vulnerable and juicy, but if you commit to that plan, you better commit hard. You better be planning on slamming that. You need to actually end the game. I think that San's strategy on this map is overall very weak. I mean, when we look at this structure, I mean, just, oh god, it almost hurts to look at this. Look at this, look at the structure on this map. Lots of gateways, blink, getting a warp prism. We're looking to do attacking. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be looking to take this fourth, to hell, even be doing huge pushes down this way to try to be denying these expansions with the power core unit, the Colossus. These early attacks can win on any map, but there's a lot of maps on which they are bad. Some maps on which they're pretty good, but very few maps on which they are sensational. So, I mean, look, building all these stalkers. Stalkers on this map are like the roaches of Protoss. They feel great to build because you can deal damage and you can stay alive, but my god are they worthless later on. Life's now taking his expo. Life's ahead in bases, but, I mean, god, I mean, these 3 gateways could have been a Nexus. Oh, it hurts so much. So these drops here, yeah, I mean, it feels cool, right? You're hitting the vulnerable stuff. Wrong, man. If you're Life, you want to be playing this like San. Or, excuse me, if you're San, you want to be playing this like Life. Lots of bases. Lots of expansion. You can get aggressive, you can go like double robo, but, you know, expand, dude. A lot. 17 minutes, way too late. Okay, so we see some warp-ins here from San. These are great. But ask yourself the question, is San really shutting down this half? Is he really shutting down that half of bases? Zerg needs a little while to stabilize right now on 4 bases before he begins his super slow life. I mean, look at this, just swarm hosts and upgrades for swarm hosts and double spire. I mean, look, San killed this base off. Dude, cool. That's fine. It's a fine strategy to kill bases. You'll never hear me say killing bases is bad. But, you know, it hurts. It hurts so much. There's so much thought put on how do I try to end this game now against the dude going swarm host, mind you. Then there's not enough thought put on to what happens when Xur gets these bases. So you hear me doing my like, it hurts me, and all that crap. When we come back, we're going to see concretely why that hurts me so much. And also we're going to see concretely why Life's strategy unfolds in such a beautiful way. And why he's going to be able to get a big-ass, strong-ass advantage as a result.